You're listening to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
So we're going to talk about different ways to personalize your wedding.
Personalizing your wedding without going insane.
Yes. So like when people are looking at making customized napkins, they're like, how many should I get? I say get the minimum order. Once they're done, let the bar or the servers switch over to whatever the normal napkins are. Sometimes people will name their signature drinks after their pets' names, and there'll be like a little thing up there that says like, hey, this is why it is. We're saying like not to go crazy and not feel like you have this pressure that everything has to be personalized.
Welcome to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
A simple warning. We know many of you are planning a wedding right now. We may be tempted to drop an F-bomb or other descriptive words. Keep this in mind if you have small children in the room or are on a Zoom call. You've been warned.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Let's be honest, planning a wedding is tricky. And at Be Engaged and Inspired, we'll share our knowledge to help you navigate these tricky waters and leaving you feeling inspired.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. And now your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
Welcome to Be Engaged and Inspired, the podcast. I am DJ Sam.
And I am Kia from Engaged, Connecticut.
Yes, you are a woman that on numerous occasions have embarrassed DJs.
I have not.
Yes, you have, because they started the cake cutting without telling you first.
Oh, that is true.
I know that.
That wasn't you, though.
No, it wasn't me.
You just heard through the grapevine that I get pretty mean when that happens. So it's Wednesday. So do we have a tip?
Yes, Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Be Engaged and Inspired Facebook group page. Go there immediately, and you'll see tons and tons of tips. And you can also hashtag Wedding Tip Wednesday, and you'll get your tip.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
You're listening to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast.
Now syndicated on the Wedding Talk channel on YouShook.com radio network, America's radio station.
Here's today. Stay visible. Enjoy your wedding reception, but don't disappear for long periods.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good tip, because the etiquette thing says at least one of you need to be in the room at all times.
Except during that cocktail hour. That's really where you cannot be visible, especially if you're taking photos. For the most part, people are looking at you. If you're out on the dance floor, they tend to come out on the dance floor.
Exactly.
If you're up at the bar, they tend to come up to the bar. Also, don't get stuck in one place. You should be moving around.
I tell my clients, I have never done a wedding where the bride and groom or the couple haven't been involved in the wedding reception, i.e. out dancing, having fun, congregating. If you're doing that, your guests are going to do that too.
Yes. You can like sneak out for that great sunset photo, though. That's okay. But that's what you're saying. That's just a few moments.
That's just a few moments. This is the one day where everyone will want to smother you with attention, so let them. Obviously, this was pre-COVID.
Yeah, so they can smother you from attention from afar. They can wave at you. You guys can do jazz hands at each other, whatever you decide to do. But they still want to see you. They want to make sure that they're actually like at your wedding. So we're going to talk about different ways to personalize your wedding. And you can do this financially through some things you could do. And there's other creative ways just to personalize your wedding, so it feels like a little bit different.
Yes, so I love the title of this episode, Personalizing Your Wedding Without Going Insane.
Yes, because there is a level of, first of all, people know where they're going. So having, a monogram is great, or having like a logo for your wedding is a really great way. You can put it up into a gobo light, right? You can shine that
shine it on the ceiling or the floor or wherever you really want to shine it. It usually has a monogram, the letters, or their full name, full last name, whatever you want. Batman and Robin, it doesn't really matter. But the idea is making it unique, right?
Make it unique. But then the other thing is you don't have to placard that monogram onto then everything, which is like your napkins, your cups, your ribbons, your plates, your menu. Like there is a point that it's a little bit too much.
It's branded now.
It's branded, yes. And there's a level of that branded stuff that you can like never reuse, I guess is the best way I say it. So like when people are looking at making customized napkins, they're like, how many should I get? I say get the minimum order. once they're done, let the bar or the servers switch over to whatever the normal napkins are.
Gotcha.
While it's great, but you don't necessarily need, 5,000 ones that say Sam Rocks.
Exactly. And you don't need to change the napkin every time you grab a drink.
No, definitely not. But but this is the thing where like sometimes people, that's where you drive yourself crazy. You get lost in this idea that you're thinking like,
Yes.
well, this needs to be monogrammed, and then on my favor needs to be monogrammed, and then do we get the ribbons with the monograms? Do not get the ribbons with the monograms. Nobody does it anymore. It's so 1980s. Just please don't do it.
It's cute, though.
No, Sam literally just said not to do it. But like, I've had couples who have given me boxes of matches because they did matches as favors, and I think those are great. But once again, they were like, well, I think, I don't know if they thought like everybody was leaving with 4 packs of matches each, because they say like, hey, we're the perfect match.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if you saw Sam's face, he was disgusted, just like my face was about ribbons.
You can steal that idea.
Yes. There's a point of them where you don't need that much of it. So there are clever ways to also personalize things. And you had a request for it this morning. We were talking about a client.
Yes. What was the request? I forgot already.
So one of the ways they're personalizing it is that they have some specific songs that they want. That was like their grandparents' favorite song. What was their parents' like wedding song? And you are a great DJ without going long-winded, but you do make a little comment like, hey,
Yes.
you're going to play this song because they're going to be on the dance floor, or you're going to play this song in memory of them.
Yeah, throughout the evening, we're going to sprinkle like
fairy dust.
Fairy dust. Those songs that are memorable to the parents, the grandparents, aunts, uncles. You could do members of the bridal party. I've done many weddings where during dinner they've customized it where the bridal party picked their wedding song because the bridal party was married, and they either danced to it or just listened to it, and they enjoyed the fact
Or they
it was
play like
played.
your alma mater. What is the name? Like, what is the thing?
Alma mater?
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's another thing that I've seen people who do when they have all their college friends come together and they take a great photo. Not that you should be doing that photo in the middle of dancing.
Never.
But just saying that is a way to do it. I'm always really cautious about personalizing wedding signs on the side of the street.
Now, what do you mean on the side of the street? Outside before the banquet facility?
Yeah, so let's say if you're at a banquet facility, or let's say if you're at your having a wedding in your own backyard.
Yep.
There's something to me that's a little bit uncomfortable about like saying like, come to Eric and Michelle's wedding.
Yeah, a little too public.
It's a little too public. It's a little too personal, especially if you're in a space that has lots of weddings going on, because it's like a ballroom or something like that inside a hotel. I know lots of hotels will do like the small sign.
Yep.
And they'll have a sign that says wedding and point. But there is a element of the unknown of someone who could walk in and all they have to say is like, I'm here for Eric and Michelle's wedding.
Yes. Oh, there they are.
Yeah. Because they do tend to stick out.
They do.
Because they're staying visible. But that's one of those things where sometimes putting the initial out is much better than putting out the full name or last name. So
see
that
where
you
you're going.
don't, I once had a wedding. We have a wedding down by the shore. There is a hotel and there is a club, and all of the words prior to them are the exact same. And I had people come and I said, are you here for the wedding? And they said, yes, we are. And I said, okay. I didn't think anything of it. And then I walk back and the woman has her hand in the card box. And I said, can I help you? And she's like, we're at the wrong venue. They were supposed to be at the hotel and not at the club. And I said, not a problem. And she's like, and I didn't, because they were friends of the family friends, like she hadn't really thought about the name. And it wasn't until she sat down and looked at the program that she realized. And they very politely, and I said, next time, like, just find me, because walking into a room where somebody's putting their hand is a little, I was like, can I help you?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Another tip I give is that somebody should collect those cards occasionally. We talked about this before. Even as the event planner, clear the basket.
Yep.
Because just like that, somebody could walk in, grab a whole bunch of cards, and they're gone before you even know who took the cards.
Yeah. You don't know. I always have a designated person, but that's a whole side note.
That's a side note, yes.
But that's another place that you can personalize things with your signage around. Some people will personalize their card box. The card box is oddly something you're probably never going to use again, so don't bother.
One and done.
One and done. I once had a bride who personalized it by covering it with probably 20 tons of gold glitter. And at the end of the night, the mom was like, would you like this box? And I said, absolutely not.
Never gonna use it.
She's like, well, you could have other couples use it. And I was like, no. I said, I'm already covered. Like, this is This is your doing. This is not...
Not something I would want to do.
But personalizing things like your programs, we've had people who've written on the back of the program how the best man and the groom met, like a little tidbit for people who arrive early. It's not for the people who arrive late, but those are other cute little ways that you can say, hey, blah, 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 or,
Yeah, before we take a break, there's one love story that I like to have my clients do, is a love story about how they met just before they're introduced. It's about a paragraph long, and I introduce the members of the bridal party, and then I pause and I tell their love story just before they're introduced into the room. Obviously, each couple is unique. So this will be unique for every single couple. And then you make the introduction and the couple come in. But it's not just as easy as the way that I just described it.
You were deciding between explained and described.
Yes,
it happens.
Thank you. Because you have to do it with the right tone, you have to do it with the right background music, and you have to do it with the right words that the couple has given you. So not just any DJ can do this, or you can just write it up as a script in 30 seconds. This has to be well thought out.
Is that a challenge?
It is sometimes, because couples don't usually know how to write their love story to make it interesting.
Correct.
So I add words and verbiage and stuff to make it interesting. And you should see the look on the couple's face and the guest's face when you do this.
Yeah.
It's totally unique.
It's a little bit of extra things that are being shared, which is the whole point of it. So remember, if you're looking for personalized tips, you can find them at easyeventplanning.com.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast will be right back.
Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge?
I love this lipstick. I'm super picky about how a lipstick feels. Most are either too dry feeling or feel like you've oiled your lips. This not only felt great, but lasted and looked great hours later. The color Angelina is perfection, a must-have in my collection.
This is Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics, a professional makeup artist with over a decade of experience in the beauty industry. That's the reaction we're getting from our new line of carefully curated lip products that wear well and feel comfortable. These are a must-have for your collection. All products are made in the USA, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and most are vegan. Shop emergecosmetics.com for lipsticks and lip glosses that not only feel great, but last for hours in an array of different colors. Free shipping on orders over $100. Use the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Hey, Sam, when it comes to finding the right professional vendor, it can seem overwhelming to know where to start.
It can, Kia, unless you use easyeventplanning.com, because they'll find perfect vendors for your event within your budget and deliver them right to your inbox. You can search through over 28 categories of party and wedding services. Get the details you need to narrow down your choices quickly with their category-specific profiles. Chat with vendors via text, audio, or video from any device.
EasyEventPlanning.com will make planning your wedding or event easy, from their extensive vendor directory to their free tips on favors, decorations, themes, and more. Contact them today at EasyEventPlanning.com.
Heidi Hansen Photography. Fun, happy, a little unorthodox, sometimes silly, with lots of candid. Hi, this is Heidi from Heidi Hansen Photography. www.HeidiHansenPhotography.com. I like being goofy with my couples, making them laugh, and overall just having a blast on their wedding day. Every wedding day is different, and that is what keeps my job super awesome. I service Connecticut and New York. You can find me on www.HeidiHansenPhotography.com and also on social media.
When your wedding entertainment has to have amazing music, be fun, organized, and professional, your choice has to be Atmosphere Productions. DJs, live musicians, custom lighting, and photo booths. As seen on the TLC TV series 4 Weddings, winner of the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award and DJ Times DJ of the Month. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
Engaged Connecticut is a one-of-a-kind wedding business. We offer a selection of wedding venues along with planning and design services. Hire a wedding planner for your dream backyard, ballroom, or vineyard wedding, and many more. We have numerous creative wedding venues that offer you the opportunity to plan your wedding the way you envision. Find us at engagedct.com, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Engaged Connecticut.
Hi, America. Looking for a one-stop entertainment website that the whole family can enjoy? How about shows like these? Producer Andy's Rock Countdown. Wow Wilson, featuring music and jokes like you've never ever heard before. Our latest addition to the Ushuk family, is the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast with DJ Sam and Kia. Are you planning a vacation? Well, you gotta check out Terry Mansfield's group Travel Voice. And for all you country rockers, there's DJ Mark Style, giving you all the hits from yesterday. Oh, you can even join me, DJ Pauly, my show with lots of unique music and comedy. See, there's something for everyone on America's station, YouShook.com.
Now back to the Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding Podcast, sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. With your hosts, Kia and DJ Sam.
We're back to Be Engaged and Inspired, the podcast. So, Sam, I know you do something special, too, for a lot of your clients that is a very personalized touch.
I'm the king of touches.
No, not anymore.
I know. I've been arrested many times. No, we're just kidding.
He is keeping his 6-foot distance. So
yes. So I do something really cute for my clients. It's called a customized song. And one of the ways that we do it is have the couple ahead of time come in to my studio, or I go to their home, and we record a little message. And that message is unique to each other.
Okay.
I don't let the groom or the guy know what the girl is saying, and I don't let the bride know what the groom is saying.
Or groom to groom or bride to bride.
Right. Whatever the
combo
is. So they do it uniquely. I record it, and then I say goodbye. I take it home to my home office, and I edit it together with their first dance.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have the couple's voices in between the choruses and the verses of their first dance song. It's unique because they've never heard their song that way before.
True.
And they've never heard the comments that they've said to each other. Now, another combination of this would be to do a father-daughter dance.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
With the voice of the bride or young lady, or you could do the groom as well, I guess, saying something unique about their what dad has done in the past, what you hope dad will do in the future, and what makes dad special. And of course, dad's not going to know about this because I'm going to edit that into the father-daughter or groom and mother song. So you can just imagine that on the day of the reception, the guests are all gathered around in a circle and they're waiting for the father-daughter dance. And then they hear the bride talking about her dad. So you can imagine how unique that is, having the bride's voice intertwined in between the choruses and the verses of the father-daughter dance, and dad just amazed that his special dance with his daughter, or the groom dancing with his mom, has these great sentiments said in between the choruses and the verses of their special song. It really is something that is memorable at their wedding event.
It is, but the other thing is that one of the nice things too, and especially working with you, is if you don't want those touches, you don't have to do that. That's the whole that's the whole point of personalizing a wedding, is you can pick and choose how you're going to do that.
That's what makes doing personalized weddings so unique. They're customized to what you want to do. You don't have to do them, but there are loads of ideas that your wedding planner or your DJ or entertainment, they should know a lot of these ideas, and there are so many unique ones that we're not going to even have time to mention to make your event personalized.
Well, one of my favorites ones is like when people can't bring their pets. And we know we've done a whole thing on pets before. Go back some episodes, you can find it. Sometimes people will name their signature drinks after their pets' names, and there'll be like a little thing up there that says like, hey, this is why it is. And it doesn't actually have to be a new drink. It can be whatever the drink is. But I do think it's cute, especially for people who are maybe, standing around and maybe don't necessarily know you. They might be the plus one. It is a way for sort of incorporating them in and,
Yeah. Oh, that's a unique drink.
Yeah.
Who's Chloe?
There you go. That's great. You just named your daughter when I'm talking about somebody's pets. But that's okay.
But you know how many pets that we know that named Chloe?
Yeah.
It bothers me.
Oh, well, you guys should have,
I know. No, they should have named their cats or dogs something else.
Gotcha. One of the things, too, is being that when you're, at the bar and stuff like that, if you don't know what to drink and you're not like a big drinker, but you want something, it is a great way to just ask for that signature drink because that way you're not trying to like come up with something like on the spot, like make me a Cosmopolitan or something. If you can ask for the Chloe, then...
Or Sex on the Beach.
There you go.
I love that drink.
I'm sure you do. But there are these are all little things you can do. We had a wedding once where they used a food truck. They had gone to college and they used the food truck that was on the college thing. And they renamed the specific sandwich that they did as like an extra treat because her brother used to get it every single day. So he was so surprised to go up and see that it was named after him.
Wow, it was named after me.
Yeah. So it was just a cute way. And then, they gave people something to talk about and say like, hey, like, how come the weird sandwich is named after you? Like, what's going on?
I did a pharmacist's wedding reception. And they had, the vials, the test tube things. They had those filled with M&Ms.
Oh, cool.
And their name was on each vial. So just a little different.
It's like I did a doctor's retirement party when I first started, and I made all of the number pads look like the prescription pads.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the table card number. That's what they went to. So there's, there are clever ways to say, hey, we've had librarians who have books up. We've had teachers who've done books and things like that. It doesn't mean you have to do it. No. Once again, there are ways that you can add in a little personal touch. And some people won't even know, and some people will.
Yep.
And so be it.
And I'll steal an idea from our very good friend Heidi Hansen. She did a blog for me a little ways back, so you can go to my website, allthews.atmosphere-productions.com, and click on blogs and look at the blog by Heidi Hansen called Table Names.
Yeah.
And she has some great ideas. I'm not going to tell them. You got to go to the website on different names. You don't have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No.
You can have whatever you can come to mind.
Just realize that if you are doing things that aren't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
yes.
I don't know why we have to go up to that number, but if you're not doing those, remember to give your guests a little bit longer of a time to go find their table, because you're instinctively going to, if you see table 1 and you know your table 6, you're going to assume it's at the other end.
Yep.
So if they're not done by numbers, then, same thing if you do by ABCs.
But names are just another unique way of making your wedding reception personalized. And people talk about it because that's why you're having the wedding. You want people to talk about it, right?
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things, too, is this is where we're saying, not to go crazy and not feel like you have this pressure that everything has to be personalized. They're touches. They're supposed to be a little thing. You're not supposed to be drowning in the fact.
It shouldn't envelope everything that you're thinking about. I got to get this person. No.
And this is the same thing when people are like, oh, I want all these signs all over the place. What sign am I missing? Do I need another sign? And then I have to remind them that nobody knows that there was supposed to be a sign right there.
Exactly.
Nobody's driving into your wedding saying, if I do not see a cute little sign next to the flip-flops by the dance floor, this wedding's the worst wedding I've ever been to. It doesn't even cross their mind.
No.
Your guests genuinely should be there, and 99.99% of them are there to see you get married, celebrate and enjoy the day, and they care about the music, they care about the food, and they care about the booze as much as they do the couple.
Absolutely.
And that's what counts.
I can't disagree with you on that one.
Okay, so do you have any lasting words of wisdom?
Yes, I do. Big pause there.
I guess so.
Yes, of course I do. I have a special 10 things.
Oh, my God.
10 things you have to know about your vendors before you book them. It was 8. Well, it actually still is 8. I cheated a little bit. I gave you 10. The 2 extras are for free. And just go to my website, www.atmosphere-productions.com. 8 things you must ask your wedding vendor before booking them is really 10 things, because we added a couple for the COVID.
Things, okay.
I just like to give stuff away free on my website.
You know? Yeah.
That's the sort of person I am.
Yep. That is exactly who you are. Anyways, remember that if you have a question or a topic that you like to cover, you can email us at engagect@gmail.com, and you can download us for free, subscribe, and rate us at iTunes and Google Play. We'll be back next Wednesday.
The Be Engaged and Inspired Wedding podcast is sponsored by EasyEventPlanning.com. They make planning any event fast and easy. EasyEventPlanning.com. This podcast is produced and copyright by Atmosphere Productions in association with Engaged Connecticut.
Bye.